it matters, running through that stadium for the last time, knowing that you'll never be able to do it again in the green and white, at least as a player, maybe later down the line as a coach or as a strength coach or whatever happens, but as a player, this is it, no more college football home games ever, so for the seniors and not only that, but it's also a chance for us to get into a bowl game, and that's huge. I mean, we would love to stay together for one more month and ride this thing out as with a winning record, and obviously that's the goal. We got sold short a little bit this year, but we can make it right and hopefully turn things around.
Yeah, you talk about that. How do you think about? Does your brain ever wander to life after a month from now? Bowl game, no bowl game. Just your future is so locked in on right now. Does the other thoughts just ease in sometimes?
You try not to think about like the future. You try to focus on what you have going on right now. So obviously you got to take it one day at a time, and honestly taking one day at a time makes time go so fast, so you kind of almost do have to think about like what's next, just so that way you don't get caught off guard, but in a way you also kind of want to just stay locked in on the moment, so that way you got both feet where you are.
After my last thing, any message for Spartan Stadium as well as your fellow seniors too?
And man, come out, show out, be there for us and send us out the right way.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
6 years of the program now. I'm curious what your reflections are on your career with Michigan State. Obviously, you still have a game to go and potentially a bowl game, but
I love this program. I've given everything I've had the last 6 years to this place, and I don't regret any of it. I love all the guys that came through, and I love all the guys that are going to come in here. This is my program, and I wear the green and white with pride.
What was I guess to look back, 6-7 years ago when you committed, what was the reason you chose Michigan State? What was attractive to you?
It was a family-oriented program. Coach D'Antonio preached family, and when you came in here, it wasn't just words. You could really feel it in the program, and the toughness and the grit that the guys had here is kind of like my high school. It's like they were grinders, and that's just kind of how I always viewed myself, and that's and I've always been a Spartan, so.
Going off that a little bit, Maverick, can you walk back? We probably covered this at some point over your time, but was it signing day where you actually got the offer?
Yeah.
How did that all come about? Like, were you sitting in class and
Yeah. So
play out, or what? Explain that part.
So
you were going to go to Central originally.
Yeah. So I woke up on signing day to a message from one of the coaches saying, "Hey, don't sign your letter of intent, right away. Just give us a little bit and we'll let you know." So. Obviously, the coaches at CMU are texting me and calling me, say, "Hey, get over here! We need you to go see your coordinator or whatever, and you need to get this stuff signed up." And I'm like, I was like, oh man, I'm like trying not to be disrespectful because those are my guys too, but I'm like, Michigan State's my dream. It's like so close, So I waited, and then I'm sitting in my first hour, and then sure enough, I get a call from Coach D'Antonio asking me if I wanted to be a Spartan. So obviously, you see where I am, So it was awesome, and then they ended up sending me away for a couple hours, so I could go pick up a Spartan hat and everything because I didn't have a hat, and for signing day. So it was awesome. It was a great experience.
Were you going to CMU to play O-line, or were you coming here to play O-line? There was O-line in the conversation at some point, right?
Yeah, majority of my offers were for offensive line. Michigan State offered me as an athlete, but all the offensive line spots were filled. So once I kind of got closer in, they were telling me I was going to play defensive line.
Gotcha. So you came in
as a defensive line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Was that exciting to you?
It was so
that
exciting.
That different position, I guess. Everyone else is looking at you as an offensive lineman, and then you have Michigan State saying, "Hey, you can play this too."
Yeah, it was. I mean, honestly, I always wanted to play defensive line just because, I feel like you can just show your motor a little bit more. Like, offensive line was fun too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love both, but defensive line, I feel like I could go hunting, after people. So that's kind of I always love playing defense. So being able to come here and play at the next level was like a dream come true. It was awesome.
What was it that made Harrison's program special?
I would say the toughness and we had a football tech hour, which I don't know, I've heard a lot of schools say they don't have that. Some do, but we had a whole hour of football dedicated, built into our school, and then we would just transition straight out of that into actual football or extended the lifts or whatever, So we had every day. We were in football. We were learning the game. We were lifting. We were doing contact drills. We were doing everything we could to help build better football players.
What was sort of what was the culture in that program, or what was it like to see something like that go away out of one of the state's most accomplished programs of all time and everything?
Coach Harrington always preached STP, which is strength, toughness, and pride. And guys took that serious over there at that program. Every single Wednesday, you'd be doing 120 down-ups and bear crawls and sprints and wheelbarrows and just a whole bunch of stuff that absolutely was horrible. But you don't realize why you do it. One of the coaches had a guy that went over to the military, got stranded in the water, and he said the only thing that saved him was STP. So it's bigger than football, obviously, and I feel like it really helped guys become tough and build them into men. Even the guys that didn't go to the next level, whatever they did, they always thought about STP and what it made of them. Because it's not easy. You're out there, you're dying, you're breathing hard. Your brothers are right there next to you, though, so it makes it a little easier.
I did a little bit of research. You're the last player currently playing college football from Harrison in Michigan. I think you got a guy at Northwestern. I think you guys had like an NAIA guy maybe, but you're the last Michigan college football player from Harrison. Does that mean anything to you? To be the last carrying that on in the state? Absolutely,
it does. Coach Harrington and Herstein and all those coaches, they obviously watch me and they're in my ear and stuff. So like it's a big deal, and I feel like I got a load to carry, because I know that all the brothers that went to Harrison before me are watching and have a lot to expect out of me. So, and I got to carry the program, not only Harrison but Michigan State too.
Did you go to many Michigan State games growing up, or do you have any early memories of Michigan State?
To be honest, we didn't really go to many football games. Couldn't really afford it, to be honest. But when I started getting scouted, we went every single time we got a letter in the mail. I always told my mom, like, any game we get offered to, like at Michigan State, like, let's go to it. So I probably went to 2 or 3 my sophomore year, and maybe 4 my junior year, and then my senior year I was probably at 4 too. So every single time they would send me out some tickets or whatever, I would take advantage of it, and I'd run in there and try to try to get on it. So it was awesome though. I love Michigan State, and I really felt the culture as soon as I got here. And Coach D'Antonio brought me out on the field a couple times, and it made me feel like I was welcome and like I was at home here. And they always treated my mom super nice, and even the players' parents, before I was even playing here, or just as a recruit, the Dowells, Mike Dowell and all them, their mom was so nice to my mom and accepted her. And that's just one example. But Cole Chewin's parents and everybody, they were just so welcoming to us, and it was a great experience for not just me but my family too.
Sorry to interrupt, but Matt's got to get on. So
sorry guys, have a great